I get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get wings to fly. Oh, I'm alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You did something illegal that you're not supposed to do, and the only thing that can help you maybe is for you to take yourself to the authorities, go and explain, tell them that you ran away few days or maybe few years or whatever time that you ran away. Did you sign anywhere that you were giving them the cash for them to keep for you? Because if there's no agreement or anything that shows that it is true that they have your money, sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, but it could be so hard for them to give you the money. What's up, my beautiful people? It's your girl Polly J here, hoping that you're all doing fine. On my side, I am fantastic and I thank God for everything. Welcome to today's video. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for clicking it. If it's your first time to come across this channel, you're so much welcome, and to my returning subscribers, you're so much welcome as well, and I love you. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate every one of you. Actually, I don't take you for granted. Now guys, in today's video, we are going to check on some few questions that I was sent by a few of you guys. They had their request and I am here to try as much as I could to help them. So in case if you get to hear the questions or if you get to know the questions, kindly, if you have an answer, please do not forget to drop a comment below, because I know that it is going to help them a big time. So guys, without further ado, let's dive into the video. So guys, the first question was, they are all from ladies here in Arab countries, and at some point few of them are facing some problems and I would like you guys to help me help them. So the first question was, my bosses have been keeping my salary for the past 1 year. I had a few days ago I had an emergency and needed the money, but they said they do not have. What can I do? This girl, she has been giving her bosses a salary for the past 1 year. I think it's like maybe she don't have a bank account, so instead of her keeping the money or maybe sending back home, her bosses have been keeping a salary for her for the past 1 year. Now a few days ago she said that she had an emergency and she wanted the money, but they said they do not have. How can we help her? Because as for me, I can tell her this: if they say they do not have, just make sure you do a follow-up and know when will they give you the money, because after all, it is your right. And again, if they have your money, do you have a paper? Like, did you do an agreement? Did you sign anywhere that you were giving them the cash for them to keep for you? Because if there's no agreement or anything that shows that it is true that they have your money, sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, but it could be so hard for them to give you the money. But anyway, we just wish you all the best, and I just wish that and hope that you will get to see your money. But the only thing again I can also tell you is just try to be calm. Do not show them anything like that you feel so bad, or maybe you'd like to do something crazy because they have not yet given you the money. Maybe just give them some time, keep on asking for the cash and keep on listening to the response that they will be giving you. Until then, you can know what to do next. But for now, stay calm. Pray to God for God to give you the strength and also to give you the correct words to use when you're talking to them. And also again, this goes to everyone. If by any chance this has happened to you, I think it's always good to have, what will I say, it's always good to have an information, or rather, if you are giving them the money, just the way you sign somewhere when they pay your salary, just make sure when you give them the money, instead of paying me this month, let's do an agreement. Sign here, I sign here that you have my money for this month, and for the certain time that you're going to keep your money, you're going to keep my money with you, we will still have that agreement, and every time we will be signing, so that in case if it happens to be like this now, at least you have something to defend yourself, and they will not refuse to give you your money. All these cases has been happening. I know of few people who have done the same thing, and they always end up losing. But we are not here to lose. I just wish you all the best, and let's be cautious about these guys, because it's so hard to get this money. You can imagine I hear how much money is that in Kenyan shillings. So let's be careful and let's wish her the best. But if in case you have something else that you can add on what I have said that can help her, kindly go ahead and do so, and I know she will be happy to see this. And our next question was, I would like to go back home. I do not have my passport because I ran away and left it at my sponsor's house. How can I get help? I will repeat the question again, and she said, I would like to go back home. I don't have my passport because I ran away, and she left her passport at her employer's house. How can I get help? She has not said in which country she is, but let's try to give her help. And I can tell you this, if you ran away, first of all, you did something illegal that you are not supposed to do. And the only thing that can help you maybe is for you to take yourself to the authorities. Go and explain, tell them that you ran away few days or maybe few years or whatever time that you ran away. Make sure you write a statement, and from there they will tell you what to do. But I don't think like you will get your passport. Maybe they will give you a document that will help you get deported, because at now you cannot be free. Okay, so if you did that and you'd like to go home, do not fear. Do not fear, because you're not the first one who has run away. You're not the first one who is doing this, and you will get help if you surrender yourself to the authorities. Otherwise, if you decide to stay out, it will be hard, and if you wait for them to come and catch you, it will not be that better. But if you take yourself, maybe they will consider taking you back home, but maybe your sponsor will bring in your passport, and if they did not bring, definitely you will be written like an emergency letter, an emergency part that you can use to go back to your country. That is my answer to you. But again, you who are watching, let's try to help a sister who is trying to go back home without a passport. Do you know anything that can help her? If yes, kindly drop your comment and let's help each other. And going to our third question, this lady is asking, how can I save money while here in Gulf, because I don't have an account back at home? How can I save money while I am here in Gulf, because she doesn't have an account either here or maybe at home? So I did a video about this, and actually it was a collabo with Eunice Johnny. So if you did not watch that video, it's very informative, and it will get to help you not just to save but also how to invest. So kindly, if you did not watch this video, kindly make sure just that you will go and watch it and get to know what we were talking about, what we were discussing about, and know what tips that we gave in that particular video. But again, in this, I would like to tell you, if maybe you do not have an account here, or maybe you do not have an account back at home, you have your M-Pesa line, right? You have your M-Shwari with you, and M-Shwari can help you have a locked savings account, whereby you will just keep your money locked there. Do not touch them. Put your target. You want to save them for 6 months, you want to save them for 1 year. How long do you want to put? But I think maximum is maybe 6 months or 1 year. I'm not so sure about it, but it will help you at least for you to keep it. And guess what? When you're about to take it, you will get it with a little interest that you did not put it. So also it is a way of motivating you. If in case you do not have an account, at least M-Shwari or M-Pesa is an account, but be disciplined on how you use your money, because if you have your money on your phone, definitely you'd like to use them, or maybe you see someone who is telling you, I need this, and because you have money on your phone, you just feel like, okay, I have to do this for this person, I have to do this for this, and so you have to be disciplined if you want to save. That is the only way I can advise you, because if you do not have any account, maybe you try to talk to your bosses and maybe they will take you to open a bank account, but I think it will be so much. And according to you, you explained that you have only a few months to go back home. So I don't feel like there's a need for you to open a bank account here right now. Just save your money in your M-Shwari. keep on giving them the money for them to send to you. And when you get the money, put the money in your M-Shwari, in your M-Pesa. Be disciplined on how you use it. Discipline yourself. That is the most important thing. You will keep your money, and by the end of that period that you have saved it, you will be okay. And when you go back home now, you can open a bank account and save your money there. But again, an advice to anyone who is planning to come here: kindly make sure that you open a bank account. It will help you to save, and it will reduce that stress of thinking, where will I keep? Because maybe you have colleagues, maybe you're not alone in the room there we spend, or even maybe if you are alone, you don't trust anyone around you. That will limit you from maybe saving and from reaching your goals. Because if you have your money, so many stuff can happen. You might end up doing impulse buying, you might end up doing it, or maybe you might end up using it in other ways that you didn't want to use, you know. But if you have a bank account, at least you will put your money there and you will forget about it. Do not carry your ATM card with you here, because definitely when you go to the malls, when you go outside and to see something very beautiful, something that you would like to purchase, you will always end up doing swipe, and by the end of the day you will go back home and you will have nothing. Leave your ATM card back at home. If you know that you are that person who spends a lot, do not take it. Or rather, you can open an account that doesn't have an ATM card, whereby you will save it. When you go back home, that's when you will get to only withdraw your cash from the counter. So these are just few tips that I would like to give you. And again, as I repeat, because in this video, or I have not told you everything that we have spoken in that particular video, so kindly just go back, watch it, and get to know what we talked about, what tips that we gave, and also what investments can you do. Maybe you're not planning to do an investment now, but by the end of 2 years you'd like to do something. At least we have given tips of investments that you can start with less money, and also things that you can do, you know. It's so helpful, very informative, and I would recommend it for everyone to watch in order for you, if you want to grow, if you want to do something for yourself, make sure that you go and watch it. And again, if we have anything that we can help her, at least we can also add on comments down, and she will enjoy reading this. And guys, on our last question was, after finishing my contract, when should I go home, and should I be paid anything else apart from my salary? When I finish my contract, when should I be going home, and should I be paid anything else apart from my salary? First of all, it will depend with you and your bosses and the agreement that you will have. You might finish your contract. Okay, your contract might end up today, but most of them doesn't look on the contract, but also checks on when your ID is expiring. So maybe you finish your contract today, and maybe your ID will be expiring after 3 or 4 months. And some of them ends up telling you, like, why can't you just sit on this time for the ikama to end, or all those stuff. It all depends with your employer and you, and the communication that you'll be having. So on this, I can't really like explain more, because personally I have never finished a contract whereby I will tell you, now I finished a contract and this is what I did. This, I guess, and I trust, will be my very first time to finish a contract and know what it happens. But since I have no experience on that, I would like not to mislead you, or maybe to tell you something that might not end up helping you. But I would like to tell you, it will also depend with how you communicate with your boss and how you agree. I might tell you, when you finish your contract, you will go maybe in a week's time, or maybe in a few days time, and that might not happen, or it might happen. I think I am not in the best position to tell you when you'll be going home, but your employer is in the best position to tell you. So when you think and when you see now your days are almost getting over, you're finished your contract, you are the one who's supposed to tell your employer, now my contract is done, when will I be going home? And now from there they will tell you. And again, about the payments, I know, like here in UAE, the law agrees that when even a domestic worker, when you finish your 2 years contract, there is a gratuity fee that you're supposed to be paid, and it should be like 1 month salary in every year. So if your salary is 1,000, for instance, in a month, you are supposed to be paid 2,000 in 2 years. You get it? Like they do the calculation, and you're supposed to be paid like 2 months salary in 2 years. That is the gratuity fee that you're supposed to be paid. But not all bosses follow the law. Not all bosses do that, especially when they look at you and they think like you do not know anything, and they have not yet given you anything and you do not ask for it. Most of them, they don't give. But if they're supposed to give, I don't feel like it is good for us to keep on following them to ask them for the gratuity fee, but rather for them to give us without even asking. So it will depend with where you are, and it will depend with how the law says where you are. But most places, I know that every employee is supposed to be paid the gratuity fee. But yeah, that is how it is. But also depends again with your relationship with your employer. They might give you, they might not give you. And also another thing that a friend was also advising, if maybe you have finished your 2 years contract and maybe you're not going home, she said like you are supposed to ask for that money that you were supposed to be going home, because by the end of 2 years they will end up paying your ticket. They will end up like, yeah, so if you're not going home, where will your ticket fee go? So it was an advice for her. She was telling us, when that time comes and maybe you have renewed your contract and you're not going anywhere, just make sure that you ask for that money and they will give you, because it's right. Because if you were supposed to go, definitely they would have paid the ticket for you, right? Now that you're not going, they should also compensate you and give you the cash. But not all of them does that. Most of them, they don't, but very few does. So you can as well try your luck and see whether you will land it or whether you will land on it or not. So guys, I think that I have answered the few questions that I had. Kindly, if you have more questions, keep them coming. If you would like to know something about Gulf, anything that you're going through, just share your experience, and we are always here to help each and every one of us. So this comes to the end of the video. I hope that you have loved it. If you had more few questions, or maybe if you have sent me your request and I have not yet answered, I will look up to it and I will get back here and give the answers. So guys, thank you so much for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you until this time for you staying with me. I love you so much. May God bless you. I hope to see you in the next video, and goodbye. I love you. Bye.